Is this your first gig? No, right? No. Okay. So we're gonna get him up here in a second, and it's Beau Lerner, everybody, comedian. All right. So we gotta give him a hand. All right. Okay. Loud, no, you're right on.
Hey everybody. Can we get another round of applause for our gracious host here? Alright, I have a lot of jokes and I'm just going to start telling them. I actually wrote a lot of Rush Limbaugh jokes over the past week, but they all kind of hinged on him being alive, so I don't think I can tell him any of them anymore. My parents think that I'm gay. I'm not, but I have a lot of gay friends, and they tell me that the hardest part of being gay is like having to come out to your parents. But from what I've gathered, they only have to do that once. They have it easy. I have to remind my parents that I'm straight every other week. Thank you. Yeah, it's a constant fight with my parents to get them to accept my sexuality. And eventually, I lost that fight, and they still think that I'm gay. And they sent me to military school. A lot of people are surprised when I say that I went to a military school. I don't look like the kind of guy who would go to a military school. I look like an indoors kid. I went to a military school and everyone there is like super tough, you know, they're always like fighting with each other. They all do the kind of things that like tough guys do, where they all try to prove how straight they are with each other. They're always like, hey dude, would you suck a dick for $100? No way, man, I'm not gay. They never even say $100. It's always like, hey dude, would you suck a dick for $1 million? Yes. You wouldn't? That's not homosexuality. That's fiscal responsibility. If I'm honest, I would do it for the 100. It's not that I'm gay, it's just I value money more than I value prostituting myself. I didn't really fit in there, obviously. I looked like a 17-year-old girl that took testosterone implants for 6 months. So my genius plan was to seem tough. So I told everyone there that I was from Detroit. And I'm not from Detroit. Here's a little tip. I assume you guys aren't from Michigan. So if anybody from Michigan tells you that they're from Detroit, they're not. We're lying to you to seem cool. Detroit is completely made up by all of us. It's not real. You can pull the faces off of Motown singers and reveal who they are like they're Scooby-Doo villains. It's completely made up. You've been gaslighted by the state of Michigan for the last 60 years. Come on, everyone's not paying attention. I'm gonna try something. All right, only like a handful of you would have passed 3rd grade. I'm pretty good with technology. I grew up, you know, like I was using the computer before I knew how to read. I had an iPod Touch before any of my friends. That was really cool. I had an iPod Touch in elementary school. But at the time, my iCloud was connected to my family's iCloud, so sometimes my iPod would download apps from my family members without me realizing. This was never a big issue, but one day I was playing on my iPod, and then I suddenly got an alert that said, warning, your period will start in 2 days. I was so worried. I ran up to my mom and I was like, Mom, I've got something to tell you. I think I'm becoming a woman. Turns out it wasn't true. It was just from my sister. But I think it's crazy, like what's happening. Like our generation, my generation, you know, I was born in 2000. My generation is really messed up. Like, and I think that it was kind of the school's fault. Because I remember, like, we had a bunch of weird assemblies growing up. I know that, like, older people tended to have weird assemblies too. Like, they would have, you know, like the Don't Play on the Train Tracks assembly, the Nuclear War assembly. They gave the same 45-minute treatment to not playing on the train tracks as they did for Nuclear Armageddon. My generation, we had a really weird assembly. We had assembly in middle school. They lined all 500 of us up. They sat us down in the gym, and then they said, "Hey kids, stop sending nudes to each other." I was in 7th grade. I don't think I'd had a boner yet in my life. I didn't know that sending nudes was an option until they told me not to do it. But they kept they were really trying to scare us out of it. They kept giving us all these different examples. They were like, Judy sent her nudes to her boyfriend, and now everyone in the school has them. Her life is ruined. And the thing is, like, this weird nude-filled dystopia that they envisioned, it kind of came to pass. Everyone in my generation has each other's nudes. The only difference is we kind of don't care. They're all like so common that they might as well be our yearbook photos. Everyone's just walking around in high school like, hey, has your mom sent in your nudes yet? It's so weird nowadays. Like, I think that like society's kind of messed up. It's so weird what's happened in the last 4 years. Like, the weirdest thing that's happened to me is you can't even wear red hats anymore. Like, the president ruined red hats for everybody. I was wearing like a plain red baseball cap in Michigan, and like people will like give you looks, and they'll try to give you that kind of, they'll like eye you as if they're trying to read your hat. My least favorite thing is kind of like the joke hats that say stuff like, "Make America not racist again." Like, all right, buddy, this is America here. We've never been not racist. It's so weird that the last president has ruined red hats for everybody. No single president has had this much power over the hat market since Abraham Lincoln. Thank you very much, everybody. My name is Beau Naples.